That's their opportunity to tell people exactly what's going on with Melaleuca so they can make a fair assessment and judge whether this is something they want to participate in or not. So the goal is for them to have a short and sweet approach.
If you keep it simple, you're going to get more appointments than you would if you give them all kinds of information of what Melaleuca is before they get a chance to look at it.
That's absolutely true. I mean, I've seen people start to learn too much and they explain all the ingredients and the vitamins. Keep it simple, get the appointment.
They think that the more that they tell their prospect, the greater the possibility that prospect will come and sit down and listen to the presentation. That couldn't be further from the truth. The more that you tell that person, the more information you're going to give them to satisfy curiosity and interest. It's the curiosity and the interest that you have to lead them with. And that's what's going to make them show up to listen to the presentation.
One of the most important things is to be natural and be yourself. So if you called someone up and invited them to go to a social event, you would be yourself and you should speak in that exact same language and tone when you ask for the appointment. You don't want to, again, sound like a salesman. If I could show you a way to, just call the person up and say, hey, Phil, what's up, bud? How's it going? Be natural, be yourself, like you always talk to that person.
Yeah, because if my brother Dave called me with a canned approach, I'd say, hey, man, it's me. What are you talking about here? You should be yourself.
You have to determine with people with your new people, what their relationship is with that person, and that's how you determine what the approach is. So if you think somebody would be really good at Melaleuca, then that's what you say. I just approached a friend of a friend the other day. I called her and I said, Audrey, I wondered if you'd be open to taking a look at my business. I work from home. It's been awesome for me. I met you the other night, and you just seem like the type of person that would be great at what I do. I mean, I don't know what your situation is. She goes, I'm open to taking a look. You know, just a simple, honest approach.
Be prepared with a compliment. For instance, I might say, you know, Dave, I just admire the way you run your business. You work so well with people. And I would even ask him, do you enjoy working with people? And say, well, sure. Well, if you like working with people, you would love to do what I do. I'd love to sit down and show it to you.
Of course they're going to ask questions, and I teach people you have to respect that, but you don't want to try to give them just a little piece of the presentation on the approach. You want to save that time so you can give them all of the information. So if they're getting well, what is it? Well, it's Melaleuca. Have you ever heard of it? No, I've never heard of it. Well, Melaleuca is a catalog shopping company, which I'd love to explain to you, but it takes about 45 minutes. And I go back to, we need to sit down so you can get a full picture.
Sometimes people will be so adamant about not getting together with you that you need to use the $1 million objection handling response. I call it that because this is the response that Kim Sherveni used on Rebecca Connor. And so this is how it goes. As the story goes, Kim had the appointment set for Rebecca to come over and take a look at the Melaleuca business. And Rebecca calls Kim and says, well, I don't think I want to get together with you. I don't think this is for me. I just don't want to do it. And Kim said, well, you know, it's okay to say no, but at least let's get together so you can get all the information and make an intelligent decision. And Rebecca Connor got together with Kim, and because of that, they've both made millions of dollars. And it's a great way to handle the objection.
Some of the key phrases are, I wanted to take a quick minute, or I was just on my way out the door. What that does is eliminates a lot of questions. Another I use is that I guarantee you it'll be worth 45 minutes of your time. May or may not be for you, but I guarantee it'll be worth 45 minutes of your time. Another one that works really well is when someone says, what is it? My answer is, well, you know, it's visual. Guarantee it'll be worth 45 minutes of your time. What's your schedule like? But it's visual says you really need to sit and see it. And I think the last that I use pretty often is consumer direct marketing, because people will ask you, oh, is this multi-level marketing or is this one of those companies? And my answer is, of course not. It's America's first consumer direct marketing company. Key phrase, it's in the presentation. America's first consumer direct marketing company. That also eliminates a lot of questions. And you go to, again, it's visual. We really need to sit. So what's your schedule like?
When you meet somebody, you can't just jump on them with Melaleuca. You have to develop some sort of a rapport and a relationship. And that might be a 20-minute conversation at a party. It could be you met somebody through another friend at their house, And the best way to get to know somebody is to start asking them questions. Well, what do you do? Well, where do you work? And how many kids do you have?
Before I call someone that I know, in my mind, I kind of prepare. I kind of go through my experiences with this person and kind of give myself a few hot buttons that I might want to touch on. In creating rapport as I'm establishing that relationship, and this, of course, comes before I do the invitation.
And you want to book the appointment right away. If you're calling them on Tuesday, you want to meet with them within 2 days. You don't want it to be a week out. It's too much time goes by. You want to always try to keep the ball rolling in Melaleuca.
When you're asking for the appointment, be prepared to offer options. You don't want a yes or no. For instance, do you want to see a presentation? The answer may be no. Are you interested? The answer may be I'm too busy. So you say, well, what works better for you, Thursday or Friday for lunch? Well, Thursday looks kind of tied up, but Friday looks good. Great, meet you for lunch on Friday.
So that may sound like a lot of information, but it's really simple. There's just a few key points. Number one, make sure that your posture is always strong and where it needs to be. Be sure to keep it simple. Be prepared. Know the person that you're going to speak to. Know your prospect. You want to be natural and use key phrases as opposed to canned, memorized scripts. When you ask for the appointment, always be yourself. Use your natural voice. Secondly, be sure to always compliment the person. That works really well. And always offer 2 options for the actual appointment. If you do that, I guarantee you'll get the appointment every single time.